A sea of red blood on the streets, massive dump in the crypto market, or is it just a correction? The core PCE data release that came out about half an hour ago, very, 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 very interesting here, guys. So let's just dive straight into the show with the sea of red. Here's the sea of red on the last 24 hours, and our favorite altcoins are getting thrashed. Almost 20% to the downside. We've got WIF, Optimism, Phantom, Uniswap, you name it, all down double digits. Is this Christmas coming early? Is this Christmas coming early? We are going to discuss that in the show today. Also on the weekly, not looking very good. There are some coins that are up, such as Altcoin, Hype, all this, degen stuff is up. But on the hourly, bit of a change of picture here. Obviously, the data release came out for the core PCE, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So let's get straight into the data release, because obviously on Wednesday was a huge negative day for the stock market and risk on assets when the FOMC press conference came out, because Fed Chair Jerome Powell was extremely hawkish and had a lot of negative things to say with interest rates and inflation and this and that. And then fast forward 2 days, here we go, Friday, we get core PCE data release that comes out lower than expectations. So this is very interesting, guys. This is very interesting. I do have the key levels that are marked off on the chart. So here is the 30-minute time frame. We do this for every fundamental data release. So we did this earlier on or last week, and it worked out pretty well. So I'm seeing if we can close the next 30-minute candle or the one after that above this level over here, coming in at 95,800, the reversal could be in, guys. This bottom could be in. It could be, obviously we're going to have to break some key levels and shift this market structure on the lower term timeframes. But there's a good chance that this could be in just because of the fundamentals here, guys. You got to understand the fundamentals, because there was a lot of people worrying about inflation being sticky and this and that, which led to the sell-off. Obviously, this morning we also had the Japanese core CPI that also come in higher than expectations. This isn't a high impact news event, but it definitely does impact the markets. This came in higher, which I think caused the further sell-off from the start of today. But here we go, core PCE, lower than expectations, and fundamentally that is bullish, guys. It's bullish for risk on assets. So could this be the pivot? Could this be the turning point? Is this what we are looking for? Obviously, our portfolios are down, guys. Can't deny that. We got wrecked. Huge dump to the downside, 30% on our favorite altcoin over there, Brett, in the past week. But that is what it is, guys. It is crypto at the end of the day. So let's dive straight into the show. We're obviously going to keep an eye on this 30-minute candle close, which is happening in just over 20 minutes. We're going to keep an eye out on that. If we do close above, we are going to be looking for longs. If we do close below, it's going to be looking scary, and hold on tight, guys. But yeah, massive congratulations to you for being here in the tough times when there is blood on the streets, when the portfolios have, divided by a digit or two. It is what it is. It's part of the game. We've rid this move from November all the way up, and we're not down on our portfolios. It's just down on the week, down on the past 2 weeks, and that is what it is. It's part of the game. Is the crypto cycle over? Most probably not. Looking at previous data and what usually happens in crypto cycles, it is unlikely that the cycle is over. So definitely hold on, diamond hands, and let's get stuck straight into it. So here we go, Bitcoin on the daily time frame. It did lose or did get rejected from this level over here, which we were talking about earlier this week. And yeah, we have rolled over, and it looks like we are finding support just above this 50-day EMA over here. So this was my buy zone. I had a whole lot of limit orders on Bitcoin over here between 92 and 88K. This whole box over here, limit orders, and we just missed the first one by $300. That is what it is, part of the game. Sometimes we do get those and we are in instant profits, but I'm watching this red box here like a hawk for today's close. Okay, guys, we do not want to see a daily close below yesterday's low. That is going to be extremely bearish, and this is most likely going to continue to the downside and come into our lower box region over here, coming in at 88K. And that is the 50% level of the move from Trump winning the elections up to the high created on Tuesday. And that 50% level comes in just below 88K. That is the extremely strong support, and we'll most likely see a bounce from here. Is the bounce a bounce for a lower high for downwards? We're going to have to reassess. But I think, a lot of bulls will come to the party in this box. So definitely mark this off on your charts. And yeah, you can even put some limit orders in. Obviously, your bigger limit orders coming in more towards that 88K region over there. Let's get stuck into Ethereum, because Ethereum absolutely nuked. It is below the 50-day EMA, which isn't really a good sight. It's not a good sight. But if we put on this 50% level from the lows created in August to the high, or the cycle high that we just created on Monday, you will find that the 50% comes in at 3,100. And look at that, guys. We've got a bounce to the dollar off this region. Guys, the 50% level works. It works, in my opinion. And we are in the same boat with Ethereum. We do not want to see this daily candle close below the previous day's low. So that's coming in at 3,000. Let's call it 3,330. Okay. Solana. So I had my buy box for Solana over here, 190 to 210. Obviously, a triangle formation for the accumulation of the limit orders. So we are, average in at about 195-ish over here. Obviously down on that trade, but that's not the end of the world. Didn't get liquidated. Low leverage longs. And look how we got a perfect bounce off the 200-day EMA right over there. And I was looking back, and I was wondering, how come it did find support in this region? Well, one, we had the 200-day EMA over here. And another reason is there's this big fair value gap over here. I've highlighted it. And a fair value gap, obviously, when you have 3 green candles in a row, you do get left with a fair value gap if there are no wicks to the downside on the third candle and wicks to the upside on the first candle. So between those 2 wicks inside the body will be the fair value gap, and we have filled that fair value gap. You can also see there's an upsloping support trend line over there, which we have breached, but we do have to see if we can close the candle green today for Solana. It's going to be looking extremely good, in my opinion. You can also, make a little argument that there is a trend line over here. So if push does come to shove, we can see a bounce off this region right over there. XRP looking extremely strong today. Nice whip to the downside. Looks like the bulls are stepping to the party. There are some very interesting charts. The Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance are very interesting. They're coming to key levels. But one thing that I want to speak about quickly is the total crypto market cap. So I just want to see what happened in the last cycle. Okay, so what happened in the last cycle was, we're going to have to go back about 4 years. So this was almost 4 years ago, exactly. The start of 2021, end of 2024 is now. But look what happened over here. So we obviously created that previous high over there. And what happened was we had our rounded bottom cup and handle kind of formation. Didn't form much of a handle over here, but that was obviously due to a lot of stimulus put into the economy. But what you can see over here is, like, we like to look at the charts, guys. So what happened over here was we broke the level, and then we did have a big sell-off. And you can look at the sell-off. It is quite similar to this big wicks to the downside. But what you notice is that we didn't actually ever test that top. We didn't ever test the top. We came very close, and we got a nice strong bounce off the 50-day EMA. And then we rode off into Valhalla over there, okay? So now if we, draw up the same thing on our side over here, you can see this was the previous cycle high over here, coming in at $3 trillion. And what we've done is we've had a sell-off, looks quite similar, big wicks to the downside, even leading up to it. And we have got a bounce. It did come quite deep, got a bounce off the 50-day EMA. We want to see price close above the 50-day EMA and a V-shaped recovery out of here, guys. That's what we want to see as crypto bulls. We are crypto bulls. We do think the market is going higher. And the reason we think it's going higher is because of USDT dominance on the macro time frame, okay? So last time this happened, when we broke the support, we did have a little pullback into the region. This is quite a high pullback, but it is quite a big liquidation event, which we are going to go into later. But there was at least a 140-day rally over here, and that 140-day rally comes into the end of March 2025. So we think there is going to be a run or a sell-off in the USDT dominance towards the end of Q1 of 2025, And that lines up perfectly with the average Ethereum Q1 returns. Guys, this is the bias. This is what we are looking for. We do look at the data. The reason we did well for Bitcoin was because we looked at the data. Okay, so what did the data suggest? The data suggests that there would be an incredibly bullish Q4 for Bitcoin. Before we had this, guys, this was the median and the average over here. We were looking for a very bullish Q4. What happened? Very bullish Q4. Okay, despite all the fear, despite the emotions present in the market, Q3 was sideways. People were bearish. Q4 we said would be bullish. Why? Because that's what the data suggests. So what we're going to do today is zoom out and have a look at what the data suggests. And the data suggests that there's going to be a bullish Q1 for Ethereum. Okay, so that is the bias. That is the bias that we do have on the show. We're not biased on tokens. We are biased on macroeconomic data. And that is what we're going to make our decisions based off. So those are our decisions. And we do expect Ethereum to have a bullish Q1. So that is what we are using for our analysis. So is the cycle over? Most likely not. Okay, most likely not. But it could be over. There's always possibilities of everything, but most likely not. Just go back into Bitcoin. We do want to see Bitcoin above this region over here, coming in at 96K. We did speak about 95,800. So if today can close above 98,500, 96K, I think this is likely to be a buying opportunity. And you can see that with the 24-hour liquidations, $1.4 billion. That's a huge liquidation event. The previous one was, if we just go into this chart over here, I think we got about $1.7 billion over here. So will we eclipse that? We might. We might get above that. It's not too much more. I think some shorts could get wrecked, as there are a lot of shorts in the market. If we go onto High Block Capital, you can see the majority of the market participants are positioned short over here. You can see nice red box over here, very much on Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin. Obviously, liquidation pulls to the upside. Here we go, 96.5K. So I do think we see 96.5K. I am positioned long. And yeah, we'll see what happens when we hit that region. Will we hold that as support? Will the bulls come to the party as well? Or will it just be a quick liquidity grab, liquidate some shorts before we start another leg to the downside? Only time will tell, and we are going to patiently wait for that outcome. But getting back into USDT dominance, if we just zoom in there, you can see we got a perfect rejection off the 50% level, coming in at 4.61%. I did put a post out today that we could hit that over there, and that would be a good buying opportunity. So where have I marked off these highs and the lows? Well, obviously, when Trump won the election, there was that high just before he won the election. That was on the Monday night. And then all the way down to the bottom, which was basically the top of the crypto, but the bottom of the USDT dominance. And that 50% level comes in at 4.61. And you can see that we got a perfect rejection off that level over there, which is expected. One concern, though, is that we are above the 50-day EMA. So what bulls want to see is this for this to reject further, start closing candles red. If today's candles close is red, if today's candle close is red for USDT dominance, I think a lot of bulls will step into the market and we will see a bit of a short squeeze. And if we reclaim those important levels, game is on. Game is on, guys. Bitcoin dominance, huge spike to the upside. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is a great example of a wild beast. I tell you this because it didn't respect any of my standard levels. You can see how USDT dominance respects my 50% level. Ethereum respected the 50% level. And Bitcoin dominance didn't really care about my 50% level, and we just went straight through it. We didn't even pause or think about it. We just went straight through it. This looks like a V-shaped recovery, guys. We want to see this come to the downside, but this is looking strong. Normally, what happens if you see a retracement to the 382, which is what we were looking for, where do we get that retracement? Over here, it was looking likely that we could see a stronger sell-off over here. That's why we're very bullish on altcoins. That is probably why the markets went the other way, because everyone was extremely bullish. But what you can see over here is we didn't get stopped at the 50% level or even the 618. So this is telling me that Bitcoin dominance is actually here to stay for a bit longer. So what that means is, I think the alt season could be delayed. I think there's still going to be an alt season, but I think it's just going to, everyone's just going to have to be a little bit more patient. And this could come up and create another high as well. That's what the charts are telling me here, because we are camping above the 50% level. We have closed 1, 2, and we're going to have to see how today's candle closes. But markets are reacting kind of bullish. You can see we are starting to reclaim those levels back. And if we scroll down the risk curve over here to the degen plays, the altcoins, some coins are green on the daily, which is a surprise. Okay, especially 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎 had a massive Christmas deal today. Christmas came early for 𝗬𝗎. This thing was down 14%, and we are now up on the day by 2%. 𝗬𝗎 is extremely strong, guys. We have been speaking about 𝗬𝗎 for ages. We've been speaking about 𝗬𝗎 for ages. We've been incredibly bullish on 𝗬𝗎 and long and strong on this because it is at all-time highs. Okay, all-time highs is bullish. There's nothing bearish about all-time highs. And this is a market leader. This is a classic market leader over here. There are no more sellers. If this rips to the upside, there are no sellers up here because there was no previous price action. Obviously, people can place limit orders, but there were no previous sellers. And if you look at older coins, such as, let's pull up Filecoin, for example, there are so many sellers in this market that, you know, it's a bit naive to believe that Filecoin is going to come all the way up to the triple digits, because all of these people are going to sell. If the Filecoin hits $20, they're going to sell. They're going to sell at 40. They're going to sell all the way up. So this is going to have a lot of pain trying to grow. Okay, so this is why we are in coins like 𝗬𝗎, ones that are making higher highs, ones that have taken out the March high. Guys, we have to have coins that are taking out the March high. ENS above those highs, Phantom above those highs. Okay, it did break the high. So these are the coins that we are positioned in. So our portfolios are up from, you know, obviously from the start of November, our portfolios are up. Some coins are creating lower lows, guys. Something like PITH, which we discussed at the end of last week, that this was not showing strength. This was looking weak. Something like 𝗕𝗪𝗏, guys, also not looking good. You got to make sure that your coin is creating higher highs relative to previous highs, especially this year, for bullish continuation. Injective, another example of creating a lower high over here. This was the March price action. We created a lower high. So this is unlikely to get strong bounce. I am bullish. If you zoom out to this on the weekly time frame, this is very bullish because, you know, we have come from the depths over here with no prior price action. But just from if you zoom in a bit, this is not the kind of chart that you want to see, guys. Okay. What else did I want to speak about? Total 3. Let's have a look at Total 3. Okay, nice bounce off the 50% level. We were looking for a strong bounce off the 382, which we did get, but we did roll over further. Now we have got a bounce off the 50% level. And we want to see Total 3 get above the 50-day EMA and start to camp above there again. We don't like to see it below, guys. We don't like to see it below. But what you often find is that when you are below the 50-day EMA, it is a good buying opportunity when the red is situated above the blue. Okay, so red is above the blue, price comes underneath, great buying opportunity. Okay, red is above the blue, price comes underneath, good buying opportunity. Red is below the blue, price comes underneath, a little bit of chop, good buying opportunity at the end of the day. Here we go. Red is above the blue, price comes underneath, good buying opportunity. Okay, guys, it makes perfect sense. Red is above the blue, we come underneath, decent buying opportunity if you do zoom out. So this is another, well, obviously Bitcoin hasn't broken that level yet, but the same thing applies for stuff like Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum, red is above the blue, we come below, good buying opportunity. So it's normally a good buying opportunity when we do come below the 50-day EMA in a bull move, in a trending move to the upside. Anything below the 50-day EMA, especially the 200-day EMA, is an extremely good buying opportunity. Okay, so what else should we go over quickly? So let's just go over some coins that are reacting quite well. So obviously Mantra, Ondo, obviously a huge sell-off, but it came into our box. We have been shilling this $1.50 region for Ondo. We came nicely into that region over there. Bulls stepped into the market. Off you go. Pendle, not a good reaction, but we are, at the 200-day EMA. This could be a good buying opportunity. We have broken down this upsloping support, so we don't really want to see us break below this macro upsloping support. It's not looking good. Guys, meme coins are not looking good at all. We can't say this is looking good. Below the previous high from May, and yeah, if we start to test this as resistance, it's going to be looking quite ugly for Pepe. Dog with hat, awful, guys, awful. Absolutely awful. We've broken down this upsloping support over here. I'm obviously a holder of dog with hat, probably underwater now, but guys, diamond hands. We're going to practice diamond hands for the next few weeks. For the next few weeks, we are going to practice our diamond hands. But then again, guys, it's the SUI, it's the ENS, it's these coins that are, still camping above that 50% level. This is a great buying opportunity. ENS, guys, in my opinion, it's looking good. SUI, we just spoke about the Christmas sale over there. Phantom, not looking too bad either. We could be above the 50% level. Okay, we are just below it. Looks like we did hit the 618. If I turn these off and quickly reverse this. There we go. Nice bounce with the 618. We do want to see Phantom start to get above that $1 level though, guys. Chainlink, not looking too bad either. Here's the move up from the elections. And I actually have to extend this one to be fair. There we go. Perfect bounce off the 50% level. Perfect bounce with the 50-day EMA. And you often see when you get this, when the 50-day EMA and the 50% level are together in one region, it's a very high probability bounce zone, guys. And we do have a perfect bounce off that region right over there. Okay, let's go over like a couple altcoin requests. I see that there was one about Aptos. Well, Aptos is looking good, guys. We are bullish on Aptos. Let's quickly APT. There we go. There's Aptos. Aptos is holding up quite well. Okay. We are now below the 50-day EMA though. But again, this didn't create a higher high from the March price action. So a bit of a red flag over there. But still in an uptrend, you don't want to see Aptos lose this level over here. So all your stops should be below here. This is the previous higher low. If we lose this level, then it's a lower low, and it's now in bearish price action. Okay. So definitely watch out for the level, but do expect a bounce from this level. We did get a bounce now, but it looks like this is a key zone. Just there. Key zone for Aptos. We do, it's definitely worth a little stab here. If you aren't all in, I'm already all in, so it's tough for me to take more trades. But something like that for Aptos, decent trade, you can be buying down here as well. We could fill this fair value gap over here, between $9.50 and $8.50. Even right now, if the markets do turn around, this will be one that does pump. Let's go quickly into the higher term time frames because we want to have a look at this. So Bitcoin is holding up on the 30 minutes time frame. If you guys aren't aware of the strategy is when you have a high impact news event like the core PCE price index today, you go onto the 30 minutes candles and you mark off the low and the high of that news event. Okay, so obviously at 3:30 my time and then 4 o'clock my time, that's the open and close, you mark off the highs, and generally if it closes above the high, there is continuation to the upside. If it closes below the low, there's continuation to the downside. So what I'm looking at today is for a potential close to the upside, and then we do get a reversal, guys, but we must look out for the key level of the daily low from yesterday, which was coming in just below 96K. So we do want to get above this level over here. Here we go, 96K. If we can close above 96K, game on. Game on. Solana's having a decent bounce. Obviously, you got sold off to the floor basically today. It's underneath my buy box. But there we go. Nice bounce off the 200-day EMA. Crazy to think that we would get all the way there. I am in a cheeky little Solana long. Did manage to crawl in there, up about 17% over there. Yeah, it just looked incredibly oversold. And you often see when you get these closes that look extremely bearish, you can often get a snapback. And I was seeing the snapback, and yeah, we did close on the hourly time frame above that low. So it was signaling a potential reversal over there. So we are in a cheeky long. Yeah, most probably just going to hold this one. It's nothing too big. But yeah, we'll hold this up to cycle highs again because we are bullish on a macro time frame. Okay, what else do we want to discuss today? Basically, yeah, just not to panic here, guys, not to panic. This is actually business as usual. And we're going to be watching this for the next half an hour or so. But let's go through maybe some altcoin requests. Let's go through some altcoin requests. What do you think about the GOAT? Yeah, we can have a look at the GOAT. Let me type it in, guys. Again, got too many coins. I always think I can find it, but I know I can't find it. Okay, GOAT. Let's have a look at GOAT. So it's not looking good. Not looking good here, bruv. We have taken out this low over here from, this was the election period. So you do want to see your coin holding that over there. But obviously this is a, meme coin. There claims to be AI meme coin or something like that. But yeah, actually this looks like a perfect head and shoulders. So this is something out of the textbook, right over here. So there we go. There's your shoulder. There's your head. And then, we can argue if it's over here or over here. But let's put it right over there. Here's your right shoulder. Bang. So we did break down yesterday. So you do expect continuation to the downside. And yeah, GOAT Maximus is probably going to underperform the majority of the market just because it has taken out that level over there. I do have a little bit of GOAT in my portfolio. Obviously, nothing to hit home about, luckily. But yeah, you don't really want to see tokens, 70% down over the past few weeks. This obviously is a, low market cap coin. But yeah, not looking good, bruv. That is my general consensus. Let's have a look at AVAX. Let's have a look at AVAX. Do you know where AVAX is? There he is. Okay, we're trading at 37 cents over there. It's $37, sorry. And there we go. Here it is. So there we go. The recent move to the upside. There are the key levels. So the key level for AVAX to get above is $39. Okay. So don't be too worried if your tokens are below that 50% level. I'll tell you why. It can come below the 50% level, but it's got to close above the 50% level. It's got to close in the stronger half. So if we can see a cheeky reversal here on Bitcoin, then I think we can see the bubbles turn green on the day, which would put them as, this was a huge liquidation event and we could be seeing higher prices. So we are getting close to that level right now. I think if we get above it, we could expand. But guys, it is a closing candle, so we can easily rip to the upside. But if by the end of the half an hour we close inside, that's not looking good. It's not looking good. We have to wait for a close outside. Okay. ETH having a decent reaction. Oh, I can't believe that's textbook TA, guys. Bounce off the 50% level. Okay, we're looking at AVAX. So AVAX, we do want to see close above $39. If we start to close red here, if we close like, 3 candles underneath the 50% level, that is a bit of a warning sign. It is a bit of a red flag. But we're going to have to see, guys. We have to obviously wait for probably the week to close. Wait for the week to close. What is next, guys? Bought 10K. Under 9.8. Yeah, okay. Yeah. There we go. At 6.8. Yeah, so this is not looking too good. Yeah, I don't like to see tokens below the 200-day EMA. This is a major sign of weakness. We need to see near above this $9. So we're gonna have to wait and see how Bitcoin reacts, how the rest of the market reacts for the close today. But yeah, what do you say? $6.8. You know, we could get a little test of that again. This was a classic fake out of 𝗕𝗓. I am an investor of 𝗕𝗓, but yeah, this is a bit of a red flag, a bit of a warning flag. This kind of price action breaking out and then coming back in, testing that as resistance. So this tells you that this was likely a deviation. Okay, likely a deviation. Am I bullish on 𝗕𝗓? I am quite bullish on 𝗕𝗓. I am an investor of it. And I think, you know, if there are tokens that can rip to the upside, they got to have the narrative, and this does have the AI narrative. So this is likely to hopefully gain some traction again and move to the upside. Obviously, no strong expectations, and yeah, never risk and trade more than you can afford to lose. But yeah, not looking good under the 200-day EMA. Not the biggest fan of seeing daily closes underneath there. POPCAT, meme coin, ugly, guys. This is ugly. This is ugly. Yeah, I remember getting into POPCATs around this level, even this 60 to 70, and I was partying up here, guys. I was you know, I was partying up here with my POPCAT bag, and now we're all the way down here. That is what it is. It is the crypto market at the end of the day, and I think this just is a lesson that take some profits. Take some profits when they are there, especially if it's a silly meme coin like POPCAT with no utility. Where can I expect a bounce? It's obviously well under the 200-day EMA. Where can we expect a bounce? Maybe over here at 50 cents. Am I selling my POPCAT? No, I'm not. And you know, this is actually still in some kind of you know, uptrend. Let's go to the weekly time frame. It is on a macro uptrend, guys. So I'm bullish on this. This was the previous low over here. So if we can defend that level and come down here, get a bounce, then off we go. Yeah, but never have more than like 5% of your portfolio in meme coins, in a certain meme coin, in one meme coin for sure. But yeah, I think for POPCAT, we're gonna have to see a bounce, a nice reaction, claim the 200-day EMA, break out, and then move to the upside. And I think this is likely, guys. Yeah. Okay. What is next? XRP. Okay. We spoke about XRP earlier. It's still looking strong, guys. The buyers are stepping into the market. The bulls did defend, or you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I haven't bought any more XRP yet. I got in at about 55 cents. Sold most of it at, I think even I sold too early. I did sell too early for XRP. I think it's $1.76, because that was the 50% level. That was a high probability zone to get a rejection, the macro 50% level. And the macro 50% level is where I will be buying. Okay, so I'm not buying here. I didn't buy here. I'm buying the high probability zones over here, 50-day EMA and 50% level lining up well over there. And if we do get a sell-off down to that region, then I think I will be aping into XRP at this level. XRP is I'm not sure about the recent dump now, but the last time I checked, it was the third largest crypto by market cap, and that's quite impressive. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin on our 30 minutes. Okay, so we are above that level, guys. There we go. We are above that level. We need to see a close. In the next 20 minutes, we do want to see Bitcoin close above this level over here. Okay. So there is a fair value gap right over here. It's a fair value gap. That's a textbook fair value gap right over there. We're going to make it yellow. Okay. What we don't want to see is a fill of the fair value gap and then a rejection. That's not what we want to see, guys. You can see it kind of happened over here. Fair value gap, filled it, down we go. But what we don't want to see is we want to see these highs actually be broken over here. Get above this level. Let's make this yellow, white, boys. There we go. Okay, so what we want to see is a potential close above here, come up here, then find a lower high, sorry, a higher low over here relative to this low, a breakout, and then onwards and upwards. And I think there's a good chance of this happening. It looks like a bit of a V-shaped recovery. If we can get above this 98,500, yeah, you can bet that there will be a strong reaction in the altcoin sector. So these are the key levels. The fair value gap, we need to get above the fair value gap. And we need to get above this 98.5K region over here. But the first thing we need to do, guys, is get closed on the 30-minute candle above here. Okay, that will signal to me that there is potentially a reversal on the cards here. And the key question is how is the stock market reacting? So what is the time? The stock market is live. Here we go. Okay, a little bit up today from the open. That could be the news related. But a lot of people are quite scared and bearish on the stock market. It's not looking good. Obviously, with these huge candles to the downside, that isn't really what you want to see. But we are still above the 50-day EMA. Okay, there we go. Still above here. And you know, we often get a good buying opportunity below the 50-day EMA. If we look at the S&P, so look at the futures, we have broken trend to the downside. So you know, this could continue to the downside. Potentially, we could see a rotation into the dollar over here, which has broken out, guys. This has broken out. Not sure how high this will go, but we do want to see this come down. And I think this gaining such bullish momentum, this did lead to the sell-off. Obviously, everyone's selling their crypto or whatever they had into US dollars. So we are still wrestling with the zone. You have to be patient for this one. Yeah, XRP is showing a decent amount of strength here as well. So that 30-minute candle, we did close above that for XRP. I mean, for ETH, we did close above already. But I have done this before with cryptos, and it only really works for Bitcoin. I tried it for ETH once. I think Bitcoin failed, but ETH got it. And it didn't really work out. But yeah, definitely watch this level, guys. Key level over there. Okay, so look at a few more altcoins, and then I think we are going to end off over there. Usual. Let's have a look at usual. Yeah, you know it's a degen play when it's not loaded yet. Usual. Okay, no. Remember, guys, I don't have DEX tools. But we're going to have a look at Binance just to see if it's. Let's check it off the perpetuals, maybe. Okay, we'll try this one. Okay, well, this is just going parabolic. Obviously, not too much price action. Huge, you know, yeah, crazy to see pumps like this when the rest of the market does sell off aggressively. So maybe this is one to keep an eye out on. This one is showing strength. It is up today. So is all-time high. It's also up today, ATH. And there we go. Morpho, Cetus. Guys, these are up today. Probably stronger coins, market leaders will come out the gates first. So these ones are looking good, guys. Definitely put these on your watch list. Look at this, guys. Perfect liquidity grab. Grabbed all the stop losses over here for Cetus and moved onwards and upwards. And looks like we are going to close above the 50% level and the 50-day EMA if Bitcoin can get that continuation to the upside. Cetus looks strong, guys. Cetus looks strong. Morpho, a little bit less price action. Looks like we have broken trend to the downside. Looks like we are reclaiming it right over there. Zero. I'm just going over the coins that are up on the day. So this one looks like a pretty good retest. So this was the breakout. I did get this in a breakout trade. Looks like we are around break even again. But yeah, guys, coins that are green on the day. Besides that, Manta green on the day. Obviously an aggressive sell-off, lower high. We are creating lower lows. Don't want to see this level be taken out. Casper green on the day. This got absolutely nuked. ENA, guys, ENA. Yo. Good thing I didn't actually have a stop loss on this. I think I'm still in that trade. But ENA is one that is looking good, guys. We obviously are below our entry. My trade is still live, fortunately enough. Maybe on CoinW didn't hit that level. But ENA looking good, guys. Up 3% today. Wouldn't fade ENA either. So If you guys are looking for the stronger coins, definitely look at the ones that are green on the day. That means that they are coming out the blocks faster and there are buyers stepping into those tokens. Bitcoin still fighting. Okay, guys, so definitely have a look at this in 15 minutes time. Definitely see and make sure that we are above that level before you ape into any longs. Obviously, guys, massive stop losses. Don't risk much more than you can afford to lose. It is at a point now where we could just see sideways grind for the crypto market, guys. We could see some sideways grind. People get bored. We could make some lower lows, taking out all the stops. So definitely be on high alert. Guys, hope you guys have a lovely weekend. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel. We are here every week giving you alpha, holding your hand through this bull market, and we are most likely going to be winners of this bull market. So guys, thank you so much for joining the show, and we will check you next week for macro